Just 2 days ago, we saw 32 players get drafted into the NFL as the next batch of first-round picks. But just how good were each of those picks? In this video, I'm going to be grading every first-round pick from the 2025 NFL Draft. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribing takes just a second and it really helps me out. Thank you, and let's get started. Pick 1, Tennessee Titans, quarterback Cam Ward. A. Everybody knew this pick was happening, and it's the right pick. The Titans are in desperate need of a quarterback, and Ward is far and away the best QB in this class. He's obviously not a perfect prospect, and to be honest, he's one of the weaker #1 overall quarterbacks of recent memory, but he is still really good with a lot of potential. He's got great physical tools and really good pocket presence, though he sometimes can get too over-aggressive. I am worried about the lack of weapons, but overall, I think Cam Ward could be a really good quarterback in the NFL. Pick 2, Jacksonville Jaguars, wide receiver / cornerback Travis Hunter. A+. Whoa, this is something I did not expect. Not the fact that Travis Hunter went second overall, that was obvious, but the fact that the Jaguars traded up to get him. I know that there were rumors about the Browns trading down, but I didn't think it would actually happen. The Browns traded the second overall pick, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick, all in 2025, to the Jaguars in exchange for the 5th overall pick, a 2nd round pick, a 4th round pick, and a 2026 1st round pick. Hunter is an elite corner and elite wide receiver, and if I were a Jags fan, I would be ecstatic about getting a generational talent right now. Pick 3, New York Giants, edge rusher Abdul. A. This pick makes sense. I mock Shedeur here, but I'm really not surprised about Carter. He is the best edge rusher in this class and can be a game wrecker right away, and he has the potential to be one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. This does give the Giants a bit of a crowded edge room with Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Abdul, but I think they'll make it work. You can never have too many pass rushers. Great pick here. Pick 4, New England Patriots, offensive tackle Will Campbell. B+. I'm not that surprised, but to be honest, top 5 is a little rich for me. Campbell is a top 10 level guy in my opinion, but top 5, I can't quite get there. However, left tackle is a massive need for the Patriots, and Campbell is the best one available. His technique is great, and he is super smart. He does have one major concern, and that is his shorter arms, and I'll be honest, there is a chance that hinders him in the league, but he's the potential to be a franchise left tackle, and that's exactly what Drake May needs. Pick 5, Cleveland Browns, defensive tackle Mason Graham. A-. This grade factors in both the trade and the pick, and I overall like it. Mason Graham is the best D-tackle in this class, and the Browns D-tackle room isn't very good. I think they decided to trade down because they knew they would be able to get an impact player in Graham, and they wanted some more picks for their rebuild. They got themselves 2 early 2nd round picks, and that 2026 1st round pick will likely be top half. Overall, while passing on Travis Hunter was a surprise, I think the Browns handled this pretty well. Pick 6, Las Vegas Raiders, running back Ashton Jeanty. A+. This pick makes perfect sense and I love it. Jeanty is the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley or even Barry Sanders, and he's a top 3 player in this class. Getting him at 6 is great value, even for his position. Pairing him up with Pete Carroll is going to be dangerous for the rest of the league. I wouldn't be surprised if he has 1,500 yards this rookie season, just like Bijan did in 2023. He has everything you're looking for in a running back, and he is going to be an absolute game changer in the NFL. Pick 7, New York Jets, offensive tackle Armand Membou. A. Great pick here. Membou is the best right tackle in this class, and like I mentioned in my mock draft, the Jets' right tackle situation is awful. Membou is big and athletic with insane upside. He's a great pass blocker and run blocker. He fits perfectly in a zone blocking scheme, and the Jets run more zone than they do gap. I have no problems with this pick. It isn't an absolute steal or anything, but I think the Jets definitely made the right choice. Pick 8, Carolina Panthers, wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan. A-. Some had the Panthers taking Jalon Walker here. I thought that didn't really make sense, and Ted McMillan was going to be the pick here. And it was, and I really like it. McMillan is a massive 6'5" receiver who checks pretty much every box. The only thing is he doesn't have the best overall hands, though he is a great contested catcher, and there were times where he struggles to get off press. But overall, I think McMillan has the potential to be a true wide receiver 1, and finally, Bryce Young can have someone like that to throw to. Pick 9, New Orleans Saints, offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. B. This isn't a bad pick, but top 10 is rich for me. I had him going 17 to the Bengals, but the Saints do need O-line, and Banks can play both tackle and guard if he needs to. He played left tackle in college and likely will in the league, allowing Talise Fuaga to move back to right tackle. Banks is a great pass blocker, and only allowing 1 sack despite having Quinn Ewers as your quarterback is really impressive. Overall, I don't hate this pick, and I think it makes sense. It's just a bit high for me. Pick 10, Chicago Bears, tight end Colston Loveland, C-. I really don't get this pick all that much. First of all, the Bears already have a talented tight end on their roster in Cole Kmet. But even if the plan was 2 tight ends and the Bears just want to run 12 personnel more, why not Tyler Warren? In my opinion, he's the best tight end in this class, and I know most others think so. Loveland is a great player, but he's not a top 10 guy and not even the best at his position. This grade is still a C- because I think Loveland can be a really good player in the league, but I really didn't understand the whole process behind this pick, and they missed out on Tyler Warren, who I think will be a better player than Loveland. Pick 11, San Francisco 49ers, edge rusher Mykel Williams, B. I don't hate this pick, but I would have taken James Pierce or even Mike Green here. However, there's no denying that Mykel Williams is a great player. He's got great size at 6'5" at 260 pounds, and he used that size to be a great run defender. He's not as good of a pass rusher, but being opposite Nick Bosa, that's okay. While I would have gone somewhere else, I like the fact that they grabbed an edge rusher, and I can't deny that Williams could be a really good player in the NFL. Pick 12, Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Booker, C. I don't hate the player, but this was too early for me, and I wouldn't have even gotten O-line here. With players like Luther Burden and Omarion Hampton still on the board, I would have gone with one of them. The Cowboys have a needed interior O-line, but I think they have more of a need at receiver or running back. Also, why Tyler Booker? Zabel was right there, and he's a better guard, at least I think. Booker is a good prospect, but his overall lack of athleticism does hurt his upside. This isn't an absolutely horrible pick, but I think it was just too early, and they passed up on a better prospect. Pick 13, Miami Dolphins, defensive tackle Kenneth Grant, B-. I love the position. The Dolphins have a need at D tackle, but the player, I can't quite get there. Don't get me wrong, I like Grant, but more as a back-end first round to early second round guy. I personally would have taken Walter Nolen or Derek Harmon, but I don't think it's an egregious reach. Grant is a really solid prospect who can be a great nose tackle at 330 pounds. He's a really good run defender, though he obviously doesn't bring much as a pass rusher, but he will be able to take on double teams and create more open lanes for Zach Sealer. I don't love the pick, but I don't mind it too much. Pick 14, Indianapolis Colts, tight end Tyler Warren, A+. If the Bears were planning on going tight end at pick 10, this is who they should have taken, but the Colts aren't complaining. Warren's the best tight end in this class and a top 10 overall player. He checks every box. He's 6'5" with great hands to be a possession receiver and great speed and route running to be a vertical threat. He could really help out Anthony Richardson, and overall, I absolutely love this pick. Pick 15, Atlanta Falcons, edge rusher Jalon Walker, C+. I don't really know how to feel about this pick. Walker played linebacker in college, but I think he's going to go the Zaven Collins route and switch to edge. But I just didn't see him as a better edge prospect than James Pierce or Mike Green. He's only 6'1", 243 pounds, and that size hurts him as a run defender. He's super athletic and has a lot of potential as a pass rusher, and he does bring a lot of versatility due to his linebacker experience. But even with all of that, I wouldn't have taken him this early. At least the Falcons actually added a pass rusher. Pick 16, Arizona Cardinals, defensive tackle Walter Nolen, A-. Perfectly okay with this pick here. He was the best D tackle available in my opinion, and the Cardinals don't have a great D tackle room. Nolen is a well-rounded prospect who is great at both rushing the passer and stopping the run. He's got good size and athleticism, and I think Jonathan Gannon is going to love having Nolen in that building. It isn't a steal or anything, but I do really like this pick. Pick 17, Cincinnati Bengals, edge rusher Shemar Stewart, B+. I personally would have gone Zabel here, but Stewart is a really good prospect. I know I mocked him to go later than Pierce and Green, but all of those three are really similar in terms of how I view them as prospect, even though they're all wildly different players. Stewart is an athletic freak with some of the highest potential out of anybody in this draft class. He's 6'5", 267 pounds, and ran a 4.6 40-yard dash. He scored a 9.99 out of 10 on the RAS score. He is really raw and will take time to develop, but I think he can learn a lot from Trey Hendrickson, and overall, he's a really good prospect who fills a big need for the Bengals and could potentially be great in the NFL. Pick 18, Seattle Seahawks, offensive guard Zabel, A+. I love this pick. absolutely love it. Zabel, in my opinion, is the best interior offensive lineman in this class. He can play left guard, center, right guard, whatever the Seahawks need. They have needed interior O-line for years, and they finally got it. We all know how much Darnold can't handle interior pressure, and Zabel is going to help with that. I really like Zabel. I think he could be a great player in the NFL. Slam dunk pick right here. Pick 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, B-. I was totally expecting John Campbell to go here, and this pick is pretty surprising. They don't really have a needed receiver, especially slot. Chris Godwin signed a 3-year deal, and he's their main slot option. Plus, they already have Mike Evans, and Jalon McMillan looked really good last year. I like Egbuka, I really do. He's a great prospect who has a lot to like about him. He's got good hands, route running, and yards after catch ability, but I'm not really sure why the Bucs took him here, especially when they have a big need at linebacker and the best one in the class was available. Good value, but I don't love the position. Pick 20, Denver Broncos, cornerback Jahdae Barron, A-. I thought this would have been Omarion Hampton or Matthew Golden, but I really like this pick. I think this is good value, and Barron fits really well into the Broncos defense. He is best as a nickel corner, and the Broncos need an upgrade over Jaquan McMillan. Barron is a really good prospect who is good in coverage and a really good run defender. He's super athletic, but also has a high floor. I would have maybe gone with an offensive skill position player, but overall, this is a really good pick. And to be honest, the Broncos may just have the best defense in the league next year. Pick 21, Pittsburgh Steelers, defensive tackle Derek Harmon, A-. The Steelers did it. Despite Shedeur Sanders falling right into their lap, the Steelers opted not to take him, and I get it. He's not a first-round prospect, at least not a mid-first-round prospect. I really like Derek Harmon here. I think he's a really good prospect and fills a big need. He's 6'4", 313 pounds, but ran a 4.97 40-yard dash. He's a good run defender, but he's a great pass rusher, even at his size. He's got a great first step and fast hands. He'll also be able to learn from Cam Hayward. Great pick here, and I don't mind that they passed on Sanders, though I think this does mean that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler. Pick 22, Los Angeles Chargers, running back Omarion Hampton, B+. It was Hampton or Matthew Golden for me, and I totally get this pick. Jim Harbaugh loves running the ball, and the combination of Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton is absolutely nightmarish. Trying to tackle these two is going to be incredibly difficult. My only holdup is that they did pass on Matt Golden, and they still have a needed receiver. He's probably who I would have taken, but with the style of offense that the Chargers like to run, I think Hampton will be a great addition. Pick 23, Green Bay Packers, wide receiver Matthew Golden, A+. Believe it or not, this was the first time the Packers took a receiver in the first round since 2002, and I love it. This is a great pick. He's the best pure deep threat in this class. He ran a 4.3 40-yard dash, but he's also a great route runner and contested catcher. The Packers need a real deep threat, especially since Christian Watson is always hurt and has overall been a disappointment. I think he could be amazing in Matt LaFleur's system and be super productive in the NFL. Pick 24, Minnesota Vikings, offensive guard Donovan Jackson, B. I would have taken Malachi Starks here, but I don't hate this pick. The Vikings still have a need at left guard, and Jackson was the best one available. They want to guarantee that what happened last season with the O-line does not happen this season. Jackson is a big, strong guard that is good in both the run and pass game. Plus, being next to Christian Darrisaw and Ryan Kelly is going to help. Also, another thing with Jackson is that he has tackle flexibility. He played 9 games at left tackle after Josh Simmons went down with an injury, and considering Christian Darrisaw has yet to play a full season in the NFL, this gives the Vikings a great backup left tackle. With this addition, the Vikings could potentially have a top 10 to even top 5 offensive line in the league. I don't think Jackson has incredible upside or anything, but he's a really solid prospect, and I think this was a good pick. Pick 25, New York Giants, quarterback Jackson Dart, D. I really have no idea what the Giants are thinking with this one. First, let's get the obvious out of the way. Why would you take Jackson Dart over Shedeur Sanders? I thought it was pretty unanimous that Sanders was a better prospect than Dart. I personally thought Sanders was a better prospect than Dart. Taking Dart is one thing, but taking him in the first round is a whole other thing. Dart is a second round prospect at best, and honestly, I wouldn't have taken him any higher than pick 50. This is a reach, no doubt about it. But taking Dart is one thing, and taking him in the first round is another thing, but trading up into the first round is a whole other thing. He would have been available in the second round. They didn't need to trade up. I will say, the actual trade itself is good. They only give up their second rounder and 2 third rounders, but I still don't like taking Dart this high. I know I sound like a Dart hater right now, but I'm not. I do like him. I have him as my QB3, but this is just too high. I hope he works out, and he could, but I would not have taken him here. Pick 26, Atlanta Falcons, edge rusher James Pierce Jr., B+. I love the pick. I don't love the trade. The Falcons traded their 2025 second and 7th round picks and a 2026 first round pick in exchange for a pick 26 and a 2025 3rd round pick. That is a lot of capital, but I really like James Pierce, especially as a pass rusher. In one draft, the Falcons have added 2 new pass rushers that should help. I actually mocked Pierce to the Falcons, but I thought they would have taken him at 15. This is a steep price for Pierce, and I don't love that they had to give up their 2026 first, but still, this is a really good pick. Pick 27, Baltimore Ravens, safety Malachi Starks. A. This is a fantastic pick. Starks was the best safety in this class in my opinion, and I love him going to Baltimore. They already have an elite box safety in Kyle Hamilton, and now they have someone who not only knows how to play everywhere, but is good at it. I think Starks plays true free safety in this system, and that is a scary duo between him and Hamilton. The Ravens might just have the best safety duo in the league now. Pick 28, Detroit Lions, defensive tackle Tyleik Williams. B. I like Williams as a prospect, and given the Lions' current situation, I get taking a D tackle here. Aleem McNeil might miss some of the 2025 season due to his injury, and DJ Reader is 30 years old and wasn't great last season. This is an insurance pick that can also turn into a DJ Reader replacement. Williams is a big 327-pound run defender, and he is good at his job. He's got a good first step and has the size and ability to take on double teams. With a player like Mike Green still on the board, I personally would have gone that route, but I think this is a pretty good pick overall. Pick 29, Washington Commanders, offensive tackle Josh Conerly Jr., B+. I would have gone Josh Simmons here. I just think he's a better prospect, but I like Conerly too. He doesn't have the injury concerns that Simmons has. He'll probably move over to right tackle because Laremy Tunsil is already locked in at left tackle, and Andrew Wiley isn't great. Conerly is an athletic tackle with good footwork. He only allowed 1 sack in each of his last 2 seasons. He isn't the biggest, and I think he could improve as a run blocker, but I think the Commanders are just trying to make sure Jaden Daniels is protected. I think Conerly is a really solid prospect, and I like this pick. Pick 30, Buffalo Bills, cornerback Maxwell Hairston, B. I like taking a corner here, but I would have gone Will Johnson. I get why they didn't, but I just think Johnson at pick 30 is worth the risk. However, that doesn't mean that I hate Maxwell Hairston. He's the fastest corner in this draft, running a 4.29 40. His overall athleticism is really special. I think his ball skills are also pretty good, and he's not bad in zone coverage. His man coverage could definitely use some work though. I think Hairston's floor is pretty low, and there's going to be a developmental period, but I think his upside is really high. Overall, I do think that this is a pretty good pick. Pick 31, Philadelphia Eagles, linebacker Campbell, A+. Why do we keep letting Howie Roseman get away with this? Last season, we let a top 15 player in Quinyon Mitchell fall to them at 22, and now we let a top 15 player fall to them at 31. Campbell is the best linebacker in this class by a long shot, and pairing him up with Zach Bond is terrifying. Bond, Campbell, and Nakobe Dean has the potential to be the best linebacker room in the league by season's end. I just don't get why we keep letting the Eagles get top players at the end of the first round. This is amazing value, and I absolutely love this pick. Pick 32, Kansas City Chiefs, offensive tackle Josh Simmons, A+. We're ending the first round with 2 A+, Campbell being one and Simmons being the other. If he didn't have the injury concerns, I think Simmons could have gone in the top 15 or maybe even the top 10. I thought he was a better tackle prospect than both Kelvin Banks and Josh Conerly. He only fell because of the injury, but if he can stay healthy, this could be the Chiefs' left tackle of the future. He is a great pass blocker, only allowing 1 sack in 2023 and 2024 combined. He's also a good run blocker, but again, he excels as a pass protector. And watching that Super Bowl, we all know how much the Chiefs need pass protection. This is an amazing pick and a great way to close out the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. But that's it. Those are my grades for every first round pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And that's it for me. See ya.